Welcome to Litbit channel. Today we will see The Boy Comes Home by A A.Milne. Let's we see the summary of the lesson. In introduction part, The Boy Comes Home is a comedy that discusses many serious issues in a light manner. The title refers to a boy who has come back to his home after some years. The first theme is a conflict between generations. Uncle James, who thinks highly of discipline, is disappointed when Philip does not follow it. Philip is the representative of the young, wishes to enjoy his freedoms after 4 years of strict discipline at the war front. Philip has problem with Mary. Philip is a young man of 23. He lives with Uncle James, who is his patron. He has returned home after 4 years of war. Phillips get up late in this morning because he has just come home the previous night. He calls the maid Mary and asks her to bring breakfast for him. Uncle James keeps a strict discipline in the house. According to his order, breakfast is served at 8. Phillips has a problem with Mary. Because of this, Phillips handles her very cleverly. And Emily support to Philip, and Emily is very much impressed and tells Uncle James that Philip is matured and responsible. The war has greatly affected Philip's personality. Before going to the war, Philip was just like an inexperienced boy. Now he is like a grown up man. Before going to the war, he used to do what he was asked to do. Now he makes his own decision and nobody can decide him. Army has taught him something. He is different now. Innocence of Uncle James. Uncle James comes to see Phillips. He wants to ask him to join his jam company, but just before Phillips entry into the room, he goes to sleep. In his dreams, he meets Phillips. He ordered him to join jam company. However, Phillips wants to learn some profession. Uncle James thinks that Phillips is just like a schoolboy and he cannot choose a career her himself. To prove that he is mature, Phillips relates his experience at the home during the war. Phillips' company was in a trance. It happened that Phillips' company was in a trance. The German knows about them. The German killed the company commander. After his death, now Phillips was the company commander. They had lost about half the company by that time. It was a very difficult situation and he had great responsibility on his shoulders. Lives of many soldiers depend on him. He took a very mature and responsible decision. He moved the company to the other tranche. Then he went back to the CEO and told him that he had moved. That incidents and responsible of many lives changed him as a matured man and aged 25 or 35 or even 45. However, Uncle James still insists on his own decision. He threatens to use the power of the purse. At this, Phillips takes out a revolver and a bomb out of his pocket and frightens Uncle James to death. He agrees to do what Phillips wants. Conclusion of this summary. Uncle James wake up. He is now a changed man. When Phillips actually comes to talk to him, he is rather confused and repeated the same things what Phillips has said in his dream. He behaves in a very appropriate and considerate way to Phillips. He asks him if wants to be an architect, but Phillips is not interested in it. Later, Phillips agrees to join the jam company. Uncle James is not sure about his dream. Discuss The Boy Comes Home as an anti-war comedy. In introduction part, The Boy Comes Home is an anti-war comedy. It is criticizes the institutionalized authority in any form. When the First World War breaks out in 1914, young men in England were sent to fight is the war and kill people in the name of patriotism and nation. They were made to fight in a case that did not involve them. Uncle James' authority inside the home. Uncle James represents such authority inside the home. He is an oppressor and believes that he can blackmail Phillips into join the family business by not giving him money due to his as a part of his inheritance. The play creates a sense of uncertainty and fear of violence when Phillips takes his revolver out and threatens to kill Uncle James. However, he knows later in the play that all this happens to Uncle James' dream. He has dreamed of Philip's rebellion against his authority. In reality, however, Phillips seems willing to enter the family business. Thus, a kind of a role reversal happens through this technique of dreams. Uncle James realizes what it means to feel oppressed. He gets really afraid in his dream when Phillips threatens to kill him. It also suggests that the nation's state and its authority dominate people's lives by mostly using force. However, the nations could easily be questionable for authoritarian ways. While the author conveys this idea, they retain humor in the form of dialogue, characters' assumptions, and the short-sightedness in dealing with life's reality. For example, Uncle James believes that Phillips is still a minor and cannot decide for himself. He does not realize that no one can be a soldier who has seen human suffering in the close manner. The writer used the techniques of dreams to make this play an anti-war comedy. The writer of the play used the techniques of dream to make this play an anti-war comedy. The dreams wild hunts at the violent streaks gained by ex-army man belonging to the post-war generation. It also comically defects the same. For example, Phillips, within the dreams framework, refused to join for a family business of jam making and gets ready to kill his uncle when he refused to accept Phillips' ambition to become an architect. Alternatively, Phillips, outside the dreams framework, appears an aimless young man who has lost his mental peace and hope. He has become so immune to the post-war hopelessness that does not mind joining the family business. Conclusion of the summary. Thus, the comic elements in the play comes from its anticlimax. Through the techniques of the dream, the author managed to represent the implications of the war, for the younger generation, especially soldiers who were forced to fight at the war front.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தால் மறக்காமல் லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணி கூட இருக்க பெல் ஐக்கானையும் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணுங்கள். தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் வாட்சிங்.